Your free will doesn't exist because it's completely bound by your beliefs. This is one of my favorite quotes from the 5 Levels of Attachment. Now, this book is written by the son of Don Miguel Ruiz. You may know him from the 4 Agreements and the 5th Agreement, Mastery of Self, Mastery of Love, all incredible books. I would say before you get started on this book, you should definitely check out the 4 Agreements. The reason for that is that this book actually builds on the 4 Agreements ideas. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. is pushing us to gain visibility into the attachments, the beliefs that we have about reality, and it pushes to empower us to live the reality in which we dream. Now, obviously, the 5 Levels of Attachment has a number of ideas, so I want to dive into each of the levels to give you an idea of the concepts that exist within the book. Now, the first level of attachment is the authentic self. You recognize that you exist even without knowledge, that you are who you are no matter what, and you don't actually have a belief about how things need to be. You can go into any direction, just like a baby. Level 2 is preference. At this level, you attach yourself to a preferred direction in life, using knowledge as an instrument to help you make choices and move in the direction in which you hope. You attach yourself in a direction, but once it doesn't serve you anymore, you still have the ability to detach. That is what makes level 2 healthy. Now, level 3 is identity. At this point, detaching becomes a little bit more difficult because at this point, knowledge and you are one. At this point, you are actually giving names to the moments and attaching yourself to that moment. You're now defining yourself through the games that you watch, the food that you eat, the life that you're living. You no longer see yourself as the essence of the existence, but as the definition that you've given yourself. And that takes us to level 4, which is internalization. At this level, you're so attached to knowledge that you begin to rely on the rules by which you will live your life. Knowledge basically becomes a system of reward and punishment. And at this point, you begin to love conditionally. If you live up to my expectations, then you're worthy of my love. And if you don't live up to those expectations, then you aren't. And at this point, this is where I believe that most of us exist. And it began to shift my mindset and understanding how conditional my love had been for most of my life. The attachment to these beliefs becomes so great that I begin to distort knowledge because knowledge now has to live up to my expectation. I have to make it fit my beliefs. I spent a lot of time wondering why people sometimes seem to have such a hard time understanding other people's beliefs. And now, after reading this book, I realized that once you do reach this point of internalization, it's not just about the knowledge anymore. It's about what I want the knowledge to be. And that takes us to level 5. Level 5 is fanaticism. At this level, knowledge has total control over me, and I have no awareness of my authentic self. You see yourself only through the identity that you've created, and you have to live up to this identity. He actually talks about Don Quixote at this point, which is an incredible book within itself, about how the entire world began to wrap itself around the ideas that Don had. By all means, the illusion has to stay up. You cannot let it go, even as it becomes detrimental to your own life. And that's a tough space to be. What I really enjoyed is that level 1 and level 2 are both considered healthy. It's not all or nothing. You don't have to become this completely detached individual who no longer has any need to exist in reality. I thought that was really cool and gave me a lot of freedom to realize that I could choose any direction that I really wanted. And probably my favorite quote, which you guys actually hear from me the most, is that I am only responsible for what I say. I am not responsible for what you hear. I consistently say that I'm not a teacher and I'm not a coach because at the end of the day, I don't believe that I actually have the ability to get you to see anything that you aren't already aware of. And this book reminded me of the fact that even as I hope to help people, I can only help you as much as you already know what I'm saying to be true. And at the end of the day, this book has the ability to maybe open your eyes to see what level of attachment you have and what might be awaiting you if you decide to let go. So I would say definitely check out The 5 Levels of Attachment. It's one of my favorite books. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. did a sensational job carrying the mantle from his father. And if you have any questions or want to check out the book, just hit the link in my bio because I have the book there. I look forward to staying connected. And if you want to see more like this, put more reviews in all caps, and I'll be sure to pick another book soon. Peace.